Coming up on today's December Daily, I'm going to be talking about those Scamacca and Antonio injuries and what sort of state it leaves West Ham in ahead of our game against Arsenal on Boxing Day. Stay tuned. This is the December Daily right here on West Ham Unofficial. Yesterday at Craven Cottage, West Ham were left with no recognised striker on the pitch for over 75 minutes. And in today's December Daily, I'm going to be providing an injury update for both Michail Antonio and Gianluca Scamacca. Of course, Michail Antonio was absent with a calf strain, which we found out after we received the starting lineup. And West Ham fans became increasingly worried yesterday after our 30 million plus Italian striker Gianluca Scamacca left the field after a tackle from former West Ham man Issa Diop inside 13 minutes of our mid-season friendly at Craven Cottage. With now just 8 days until the Premier League resumes on Boxing Day, I'm here to just sort of overlook and just have a look in what sort of state those two players are in and whether we might see them back in time for that game on Boxing Day. Now, of course, we brought in Scamacca, so we didn't just have one attacking option, and it does now look like, to be fair, we've lost both of them for a short time. I'm hoping it's going to be for a short time. Now, what we've heard from different reports is, firstly, that Michail Antonio felt his right calf, I think it was, or thigh, felt his right thigh in training the day before the game. So he thought, just on a precautionary measure, we'll just leave him out, and hopefully, I'm sure there'll be a full diagnosis, and hopefully he's going to be okay and it won't put him out for too long. But if he's felt that, they've taken the precautionary measure to just leave him out of the game. That doesn't mean a great deal, let's be honest, compared to the game on Boxing Day. So I think that was probably the right call. He didn't want to go out there and risk him, and inside 15 minutes he pulls up with a bad thigh strain. So let's just hope that that was more of a safe and precautionary measure, and let's hope that Michail Antonio will be back to full fitness in time for Boxing Day, because I do think Antonio could be a force against Arsenal. They've got, at times, especially because they lost yesterday, their defenders at times can be a little bit dodgy. And if you get Antonio up there with him, budging him around and all those sort of things, I think Michail Antonio could be the more effective of the two, personally, in my opinion, against Arsenal on Boxing Day. Now, of course, Gianluca Scamacca, that was when everybody went, oh my days, only West Ham, because it was, you can't write it. Issa Diop came. I mean, it was a bit of a weird challenge. He sort of came in, completely misjudged it, and sort of leant across and left his leg there and he did take Gianluca Scamacca out. Of course, the foul has been given, and from what we've heard from Billy McKinley, who came and did the post-match press conference, apparently Scamacca just rolled his ankle, and there hasn't been a full diagnosis of it yet. But they're hoping he was walking okay. He went and watched the second half alongside Declan Rice, wherever he was watching it, because there's the video of them exchanging the blanket, because it was pretty cold, pretty cold in West London yesterday, I am sure. But yeah, let's hope again that was more of a precautionary measure in terms of Gianluca Scamacca, because to have both of them fit there will be amazing. I mean, now I'd take one of them being fit, because they've said it's not too long, but knowing West Ham, they'll be out for 3 months now. That's just the West Ham way, isn't it? And a prime example is Maxwell Cornet, which we're going to be talking about in a couple of days' time on the December Daily. So, yeah, frustrating that that's happened in a game where many people have questioned why it was even happening. I suppose it is good for the fitness, isn't it, to get the players out there having a good run around, and because it was a Premier League opponent, so getting themselves back into the Premier League sort of way of things after a good month off. But yeah, let's hope that those two can recover in time. They've got 8 days to recover, and hopefully one of them will be fully fit. But if they're not fit, I'm afraid I don't want to see them starting. If they're 70-80% fit, just wait a couple of days, and hopefully for that Brentford at home game, they will be fit. I don't want to go risking them going out there and then and then they pick up another little niggly injury. Just get them back to full fitness and then play them. We can by all means play Bowen up front, which does weaken our right hand side and weakens us overall, in my opinion, because Bowen's favourite position is definitely not up front. But I prefer to have Bowen up front for one game than have Scamacca up there for half an hour and then get injured for another 2 or 3 weeks. We just don't, nobody wants to see that happen. So hopefully we can get them back to full fitness, and then we can, then we can resume. Apart from other injuries, I'm going to be talking about COYI in the next couple of days, but there aren't too many more injuries that we know about currently. So yeah, I think you're all up to date there. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to West Ham Unofficial if you're new. I hope you've enjoyed this December daily. Check out our channel sponsors, SRM Carver and Son, by clicking the link in the description down below. That's it from me. Hopefully Scamacca and Antonio have just been more rested in a more precautionary measure, ready for that game on Boxing Day. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you soon right here on West Ham Unofficial. Cheers, guys, and bye-bye.